Alright guys, so I don't think you guys quite understand just yet how competitive as well as pay to play Dragon Ball Legends is going to get next month for the month of September. Now the reason why I say this is of course because of supporters. Now I don't think you guys understand just how crucial supporters are going to be, especially right at the beginning. And the reason why I say right at the beginning is because you're going to have to build a whole new bench just with supporters to compete. Okay, so this is your early and fair warning to start saving and skipping everything until September when supporters do get released, because the only way to obtain supporters there's multiple ways, but the main way is through summons. So you guys will have to summon for these characters. Okay, now once you get them once, after that, if you're willing to pay money, you guys can increase your levels of supporters. So, but you need your first initial copy before you even spend money, which by the way, that in itself is already money off your pocket. So if you guys are free to play, you guys will need to save your crystals even more just to pull a supporter character. Now, I do anticipate these supporter characters to have a pretty high rate, higher than a 1% sparking if I had to personally guess. But honestly, guys, let me just show you something really quick. So this image right here is the main reason why I'm actually a little bit worried for the beginning in terms of like the pay to play players versus the free to play players at the very beginning once supporters comes out. Okay, and I have an eyelash in my eye that's bugging me, but this is the main reason. Supporter Z abilities. So there's going to be 2 Z abilities for support characters, right? You build your own separate deck. It's called special supporter deck. So this right here is what really worries me, because you can bring in 6 different characters, support characters, to just leave in your bench. And it says here, boost the stats of your battle members regardless of the tag or episode just by having the support character in your deck. Okay, so let me paint a picture really quick, right? Imagine little Joe or little Billy, right? That's free to play, 13, 14, 15 years old, 16 years old, I don't know, like a teenager. And he doesn't have a job. He just has, a small little allowance, right? Versus a whale that's, like a businessman or something like that. And they have a full supporter deck because you have to summon for these characters. And the little teenager doesn't have a full supporter deck, right? So the gap is going to be really huge just because having these characters in your bench will make a difference just by having these characters in your bench, okay? And then also you get to bring at least one of these characters into battle, which then has multiple effects. For example, like Dende, I think could heal 3 times, which is crazy. And by the way, we didn't even talk about the levels because there's level 1 through 99. So I would highly advise you guys to skip on Cooler. Honestly, Cooler is a very cool looking unit, pun intended, but he's not. He's quite the disappointment, honestly. Like the 3 lives that he has, technically 4 if you combine him with Goku, or Ultra percent for Goku with the KO guard. But honestly, man, this Cooler, like they took his double comeback and said, this is going to be enough, and let's just forget about everything else, right? Let's forget about his damage. Let's just forget about the rest of this character's kit, right? And I think he's poorly designed, number 1. He has cool animations and all. I'm not a fan of his green card as well. I'm just not. But they really took a hit on his kit just because of his double comeback ability. And kind of rightfully so. They could have done it better, honestly. But I don't think he should have taken such a big hit. But anyways, back into this really, really quick. So if we just take a look at Dende. And I got to mute this. So let me mute this. There we go. I just want to show you guys Dende. Let me make sure I'm not covering this up. There we go. So Dende has 3 heals from what it looks like, guys. It's actually 3 heals under certain conditions. Or 2 heals, excuse me. If you just take a look at Dende here, there's a little 2 next to it. So I'm assuming he comes in twice to heal your character, which is crazy, right? And probably even more depending on your level up, right? Because as you guys can see, you obviously, get different illustrations from leveling up from 1, which starts here. And then I don't know what level this is with the dynamic background, which is probably like level, if I had to guess, like level 30, and then like level 70, then level 99, right? For the final illustration. I'm assuming his ability will also get stronger as everything goes by, which is going to get even more pay to play. So I think once this originally gets released, we're going to get multiple characters because they confirmed it's going to be more than just Dende. I also do think they're going to give at least one support character for free, like a freebie, but he's not going to be that good compared to the other supporter characters, just to introduce the mechanic into the game, right? That's kind of like the fair, like, here you go, here's a free character, this is what it's all about, test it out, and then summon, right, for the better characters. And in terms of the better characters, I mean, healing in itself just sounds really good, but just imagine this, guys. Imagine having a Whis supporter character, like a Xeno, or let's just take Whis for example, right? Let's just say one of your characters gets to 30%, health or below, and then Whis comes in, taps his staff, right, and then time gets rewinded, man. And there's like a little cool, like, Prince of Persia. By the way, shout out to Prince of Persia, one of my favorite games growing up. But Prince of Persia, it shows you how old I am as well, right? Effect where everything just rewinds. And then you see, like, everybody getting their cards back and everything like that. But, you get your health back, and then you start neutral again, so you probably won't get hit. That actually sounds super broken, by the way, right? Especially if you get hit with, like, a Rising Rush or like an ultimate. Can you imagine, like, rewinding a Rising Rush? Imagine rewind. Oh, dude, actually, hold up. Check this out. Imagine Whis gets activated once you get hit by a Rising Rush and you don't guess it correctly. So you get hit by the Rising Rush, but then it goes back to the card selection, so you get to guess one more time to have one more guess at the Rising Rush, right? Or or the overdrive mechanic. I think that sounds actually, that's a very good idea. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an actual thing, actually. I think this might be an actual thing, guys. And don't forget, 6 characters. I think Oolong will be a character as well. Like, it's characters that we don't really see, right? So Oolong is already a PvP message we just got this week. So I do think that we might be seeing something with Oolong as well. I don't know what Oolong could do. He like I don't know, like a distraction, kind of like a combo disruption or some sort, or like giants like Cell Max coming in and screeching at your opponent. I think that would be pretty cool as well. But I mean, TZ over on X did some great concepts here. We got King Kai, we got Chilai, we got Cell Max, as you can see here. Yajirobe, like, let's just say he comes in and does, like, bleed it to your opponent with the sword of some sort, even though he's already a playable character. But and 6 characters, dude. 6 characters in your bench. So we're guaranteed to have at least 6 supporter characters. And I wonder how often these characters are going to come out as well. And the drop rates are going to be huge. I mean, I think the drop rate has to be like 5 to 10%. If it's 5 to 10%, I really wouldn't be that mad it being in summons, because it almost guarantees you, the character itself, if you're summoning for it. Let's just say if this character was in a Metal Cooler banner, just as an example, right? Since you're already summoning for Metal Cooler, this character comes out, and it's just kind of like, it's 2 birds with 1 stone. You get the LF you're chasing, but at the same time, you would be getting the support character, right? But the rates are going to be the number one thing, whether or not this is going to be a big flop or not. Especially because this is pay to play, right? It's technically pay to play. There's also going to be a shop where you can spend real money, a crystal shop, and then you could get yourself a guaranteed support character, which was confirmed. But guys, comment down below, are you done summoning on Metal Cooler? I'm personally done summoning on everything. Unless we see another Ultra character come out, I'm personally done. I don't see any reason to start summoning on anything but support characters as they officially get released, right? Because this is going to be like the determining factor whether you have a support bench or not. If you don't have a support bench, then you're pretty much cooked, right? So it's a big gap, right? So, but guys, that is going to wrap it up. If you guys did enjoy the video, by the way, I didn't record for the last 4 days because I was extremely freaking busy, but yeah, I'm back on schedule. I just recorded a YouTube short as well, just for the fun of it, so go check it out. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. If you did enjoy the video, as always, make sure you guys simply just like and subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace.